Wow. I look way gother than I intended. Hi guys. So I wanted to do a little I keep bumping my tripod, sorry. I keep wanting to do what a lot of people do, story time. And I just think I have so many great stories. Why don't I just share them all with you? The embarrassing ones, which most of them are embarrassing, and the really cool ones, which are also embarrassing. So I have a friend, an adult friend, who used to go to we used to go to the same church together, and she is one of those people that does Young Living essential oils, juices a lot of her stuff, which oh my gosh, her juices are amazing. I enjoy her juices. I enjoy like the healthy stuff she makes. It's really good. Um, like whenever you first hear about it, you think, "Oh no, that just sounds nasty." But no, it's really delicious. She makes this apple carrot juice, which I can't stop drinking. It's so good. I discovered one thing that I didn't like whenever I went over to her house for a Star Wars marathon. She had on her counter a nice like a punch, like a lemonade thingy. It was full of liquid. It was full of kind of like yellowish red liquid, and it had maybe cherries or lemons floating in it. And I thought, oh my gosh, she made something delicious again. I cannot wait to try it. So she says she has kombucha for me to try. And I'm like, excuse you. She's like, you should try it. It's kombucha. And I thought, ooh, fancy. And I said, what's in it? And she's like, well, I'm not going to tell you that until you drink it. So I thought, oh, whatever. It's probably just some obscure vegetable that I might like be hesitant to try. And I'm like, haha, okay. And my boyfriend Zach was with me, and he's like, "You won't like it, Rachel." And I'm like, "I'm sure I'll like it." And he's like, "Don't let her see it." And I'm like, "What?" But at this point, I had already taken my little shot glass, and I had tried some of it. I was being all funny with it because I tasted it a little bit before, and it was like really sour and strong. So I'm like, "1, 2, 3, go!" And it was okay. I mean, like it burned so badly. It burned. And then as I finish downing it, she turns around and opens up her pantry and says, "We get to see what makes it." And I'm a little bit like, what? At the time. She brings out this jar and she says, "Here's my SCOBY." And it's this, it looks like a red blood cell in this huge jar. This thing was like this big. It was blubbery and like bubbles were coming out, and she's like this thing is like, we drink whatever comes out of this. It's really good. And I'm just like, I drank that stuff's whatever it is. Zach was beside me and he's like, "Oh yeah, my mom used to make that all the time and then ours died." And I'm thinking, it's alive? And that's about the time it would. And I'm like, oh no, no, no. This woman, she had like Jabba the Hutt in a jar. And anyway, this thing is like in this huge jar, just full of vinegary brine and liquid. And they keep talking about like the amazing health benefits of it. And I'm like, you got a Russian grandma in a mason jar. And I'm usually very open minded when it comes to that kind of thing. And everyone's like, it's healthy, it's healthy. And I'm like, yeah. Like, well, doctors used to think leeches were healthy. That doesn't mean I'm going to go get a leech on my skin. And she was just like, I add a little bit of cherries and uh some honey to sweeten the taste, make it better. And I'm like, why drink Jabba the Hutt juice in the first place? I mean, that thing, if I was at a barbecue and we ran out of Hut hamburgers, I would throw that thing on the grill because I'm an omnivore and I don't drink whatever comes out of it. I will eat it. And as they're talking about how awesome this creature in this huge mason jar is, I'm just like casually tucking it under my shoulder and gonna take it right back to Dagobah. So, the moral of this story, don't drink anything or eat anything that they won't show you where it came from first. I see this classic mistake in movies. It's like they don't understand the language, so they'll be, I want number 7, and then the person will go, escargot? And they're like, yeah, sounds fancy. And then they come back with a plate of snails. It's kind of how I feel. Unfortunately, I can't speak paleo. The SCOBY is the powerhouse of the kombucha. She told me it's a type of bacteria. Well, I'm assuming this thing is related to tapeworms. Honestly, if she brought a tapeworm out of her pantry and said, I put this in the beans, I would not be surprised. What are you gonna say whenever you drink it? Like, this is good. The fact that Zach didn't even tell me, he made sure I didn't know, makes me question the trust in our relationship. Don't tell her. Don't let her see it. What? Don't let me see it. I was talking to someone else about it, and they're like, oh yeah, I drink kombucha. I named my SCOBY. You named it. You have a living creature in a jar in its own, in your pantry, in the dark, and you named it. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up my story about glaucoma. If you are ever offered this, don't take it, because it's a mistake despite the health benefits. You'll be emotionally scarred. Do they have some sort of weird tea for that? Didn't think so. Anyway, see you guys some other time whenever I decide to rant about maybe another weird organism living in my friend's pantry. I'll talk to you guys later.